Hello, this is Manuel Turalba, and I'll be walking you through my lesson plan and the different components. As you can see, this is a lesson plan geared for second grade students with an emphasis on second grade social studies standards, technology, writing, reading, listening, and speaking. It is designed for a week, but this can vary depending on your class makeup, technology available in your school, on different school events that might be happening within that week. So it could last up to 2 weeks, depending again on different variables. Um, Now, the first thing that I have listed here on my lesson plan is, of course, the standards. This lesson is the standards phase with an emphasis on second grade history standards. Now, what I'm asking the students to do is to basically create a Flipgrid video. So they were given a QR code for them to scan and record a short clip on a historical person of their choice. Now, throughout second grade, we learn about different historical people, including Sequoia, Jackie Robinson, Martin Luther King, Juliet Horton, and Jimmy Carter. So they were to choose one of those historical people and then create a groups of 2 to 3 students within a group. Once they created their group, they were to use a variety of online resources, including Pedago and Google Scholars, with also a list of approved Google links with information about these historical people for them to go ahead and research and evaluate to determine if they were going to use the information provided or not. Once the groups were composed and once the research was conducted, then students were asked to create a Flipgrid video, basically presenting their historical person, explaining why they chose that person, also listing some similarities and differences between the life of the historical person then and how students are basically learning and interacting with society today. Once they created the Flipgrid video, they were also asked to create a Prezi presentation. Now, these are two options that I'm giving the students to choose from. But in addition to that, they could use Telegami, they could use Chatterpix, they could use any other app or any other web-based productivity tool to create these final products. So they don't have to sit with Flipgrid or Prezi if they want to use PowerPoint or if they want to use Sway, if they want to use Prezi, if they want to use any other online resource or any other online productivity tool such as Nearpod, they can go ahead and create their presentation using whatever product they want to use. So here are my standards. As I mentioned earlier, they were asked to create a presentation and a video, basically explaining how life has changed from then to now, similarities, differences, the impact that these historical people have made in our lives. I have my essential questions here, my assessments throughout the process of these assignments are basically a combination of formative and summative assessments. As formative assessments, I will basically be the facilitator and I will be walking through the classroom, monitoring the students, researching the proper content, making sure that they're going to proper and adequate websites to obtain their information. So throughout the researching part, I will be just facilitating, making sure that they're going and researching the information that they need in order to create a final product. Um, I will be also assisting students with their Google Docs document as they're typing their presentation or their script to use when they're putting their Flipgrid video together and their Prezi presentation together. As a summative assessment, I will be using the final product, which is the video, and the presentation, and I have created two rubrics. These two rubrics will be presented and explained to the class on day one, just to make sure that they all know what the expectation is. So as you can see, all the different components are listed here, how many points each factor, each component is worth, and then here is the rubric for the Prezi presentation. And again, Prezi is an option that I'm giving the students, but they can use any other online program that they would like to use to create their presentation, their final presentation. Here is also a reflection form that the students, each member in each team will fill out or complete based on their interaction and their participation throughout the task. So there is a reflection form for the Prezi presentation and one for the Flipgrid video. As far as the resources that I'll be providing the students with, I will be providing them with technology available within the school property, including iPads, laptops, and any other devices available in school. To get to the Prezi and the Prezi, in order to use Prezi, you have to have a password. So I'm providing the students with my login information and also the QR code or the link to post their Flipgrid videos. Here is basically the instructional plan. It's self-explanatory management as well as instructional strategies and learning activities. When it comes to differentiation, I broke down differentiation based on content, process, and then product. As far as content, I'm basically allowing my students to choose their own historical person. So the differentiation key there is based on interests, abilities, and strengths. So they will be using those strengths, those abilities, and those areas of comfort to build on what they're not comfortable with. My ELL students will be spread out throughout the groups. I will not allow the ELLs nor do the targets to stay all in one group. I want them to be spread out throughout the groups to make sure that all the groups have a variety of learning abilities. Through the process of this activity, I am going to allow the students to go ahead and basically explore different online productivity programs. Again, Flipgrid and Prezi are just options for them to consider. And then, of course, their product is going to be the video and the presentation itself. If I were to do this again, I think that I will spend a bit more time showing them how to do the Prezi presentations, because some of my students had a difficult time inserting, making sure that the videos work, that the links work. So that's something that I will definitely consider next time that I implement the same lesson. So this is basically the lesson. You can definitely use it in your own classroom. You can use it with just about any content. It doesn't have to be social studies. You can do it with art, music, language arts, math. The components are basically the same. Students collaborating together, creating a product, a video presentation, and presenting that to the class. Now, one thing that I did is that once all presentations were finalized, I compiled all of them and I shared those with all parents through Dojo, just to kind of make that an outside activity other than just staying within the classroom setting. So that's my lesson plan, and I hope you enjoy it.